guys? Welcome back to Strong Successful Male. So for today in the Ask SSM video series, got an email from a subscriber. This guy is 23 years old, recently graduated college last May or so, and recently got dumped by his college girlfriend. Sounds like they were together for a little while during college, and out of nowhere, boom, she kicks him to the curb. This, I think, happened back in November, and to say he was heartbroken is putting it mildly. And the guy's been doing a lot of soul searching, trying to figure out what went wrong and how to make sure this never happens again. A buddy of his recommended my channel. He's been watching a lot of videos, and now he's looking for help. Quite simply, he knows he messed up, but wants to change. And I've been going to go over here, guys, to show you that there are guys out there that, well, there are a lot of guys out there that are screwing up, and they just don't know any better for whatever reason. And they need help. And I think it's really a good thing when somebody can admit they're wrong, they're screwing up, and they're saying, hey, help. Tell me what I did wrong. Help me make the changes so I can never go through this crap again. And since we're into the new year, when a lot of people, they use the beginning of a new year to make some changes in their lives, that'll be a perfect one here. Because I know a lot of you, whether you want to admit it or not, are relationship guys, do want to have girlfriends, do want to have wives one day, within reason, of course. And don't want to be like these guys in these stories. So you want to learn, what not to do and all that. And things that make you the best you can be, blah, blah, blah. So that's what I'm doing. I think hopefully in the end, I'll go through his story, give my advice, and hopefully we can set this guy in the right path. Because a lot of guys need this help. So he says here, hi SSM. I'm relatively new to your channel after a good friend recommended me last month. Well, man, buy that friend a six-pack because he's helping you out. Long story short, I'm 23, a recent graduate, and recently got dumped by my girlfriend back in November. To say that hurt is a huge understatement. Dude, most of us have been there. It ain't fun. And you spend all the time wondering what the hell you did wrong and questioning everything. Yeah, I've been there. I spent the last couple months trying to figure out what went wrong. She never gave me a straight answer, and only after I binge watched your channel, I've come to the conclusion that I was mostly what went wrong. Well, that's impressive that you can actually admit that you were cause for a lot of this. I'm sure she's done a lot of things that you're not mentioning here. Maybe you're a little ashamed to admit if she cheated or something. But yeah, you know that you got some issues here, especially after listening to the videos. I was, as you often say, the classic nice guy SIMP. There we go. Clearly there were signs that our relationship was going down, as well as red flags that she was not who I thought she was. But I did things that would make you and your audience want to slap the shit out of me. Well, I'm sure you did. But you know what? At least you can admit it, because a lot of guys don't. I'm not here to tell yet another sob story trying to be told it was all her fault and I didn't do anything wrong. Rather, I'm here to ask you what I can do to make sure this never happens again. When I hear some of your videos, I cringe at the things that some of the guys did, knowing that I would have done the same thing. Now that we're in the new year, I want to make a real change. Well, brother, you come to the right place. Can you make a video on all the things a guy can do, like me, to ensure that I don't ever repeat the mistakes that I have been doing since high school? How can I better myself so the next time around I don't fall into the same repeat cycle that got me cheated on or dumped? Thank you for everything you do. Happy New Year, Morgan. Well, Morgan, I'm glad you're here. And this video can help a lot of guys out. Well, I will say this. You didn't give a lot of details, what went wrong and things she was doing and all that, but I think we got the gist of it because she dumped you. And I can tell you right now that if you go on the right path, she'll be back. Because if you haven't learned from the videos I've done before, they always come back when things don't work out. Probably she was your college girlfriend, I'm guessing, and once college was over and she got a job, I'm assuming you have a job, and she got a job, she probably found somebody that was older, more up the ladder, if you will, making more money, resources, and all that. And that's not surprising. But when things probably don't work out with that dude, she'll be back. Especially when you get your shit together. And I'm going to help you do that. So, in no particular order, I'm going to say, well, no, that's not true. The first thing I'm going to say is important for anybody that's been screwing up in this situation, been the nice guy, the SIMP, all that, is you got to admit that you got a problem. That's what most people don't do. They want to blame everybody else but themselves. You are admitting that you have a problem, that you need help. So already you're light years ahead. So that's the first thing you got to do, and you've done it. Second thing I'd recommend, bro, to you and anybody else in the situation, is to start spending a lot of your time studying content, whether it be videos, watching videos on this channel or other good videos, reading books, reading articles, everything to help you move along, to learn where you went wrong. And with my channel, you've been binge watching for a little while now, I guess for about a month. You know, I'm sure you picked up on a bunch of things. I'm sure it's probably hard to hear stories where guys were acting just like you did. And, you know, you heard what happened to those types of guys. But every time you watch a video, if you learn one thing, you're better off. So I'd recommend that you keep watching my channel. I would suggest you watch one video a day at least. If you got a day where you don't have much going on, say it's a Sunday and it's raining outside, or it's January, it's snowing outside, you got nothing to do, okay, put it on and listen and listen and listen. You know, go into YouTube and in the search bar, type in my channel name, type in titles or subject matter that's related to your problem, and just listen to these stories. Eventually things will click. And also good books out there on self-improvement, self-help, that type of thing, articles, all that. The more you take in, the more you learn, the better you'll be. And over time, you'll get to the point that you'll hear these stories and you'll be able to predict where things are going wrong. And that will help you. Another thing, join a gym. I say it all the time, but there's a reason for that. Because exercise does so much for you. Number one, it makes you feel better. Even if you're having the worst effing day possible, if you just get out of the house and go for a walk, get outside, get a little vitamin D from the sun, get in nature if if you're not in the city, something like that, you'll feel better. But joining a gym when you're actually making an effort, whether it's lifting weights or on the elliptical, or maybe joining a boxing club or martial arts school, moving, you'll feel better. You really do, and put you in a more resourceful state for your problems, you know? Not to mention, exercise is good for you. You want to be healthy, you know? And I don't know if you've been a gym goer your whole life or not, you didn't say, but if you haven't done already, join a gym. That goes for all you guys. I would recommend you do resistance training. You don't have to look like a bodybuilder, but just keep yourself fit and in shape, you know? And as you see, you know, let's just say you never really did that before, you know, I guarantee in 6 months of consistent training, you're going to notice a transformation in your body a little bit, and you'll feel better about yourself. But also while you're going to the gym, make sure you eat healthy. You can't just go to the gym and eat garbage all the time and never get any rest or let your body recuperate and heal. You know, you got to do all that, you know, and you'll see the improvement in your physique, and you're going to feel good about yourself. And feeling good about yourself and having good self-esteem will put you on the path that you're not taken advantage by people or by women, because you feel like crap about yourself, you'll take whatever you can get. And that's what a lot of nice guys, pushovers, have in common, is they have low self-esteem. They take what they can get, and they'll put up with anything because they think they're not worth anything. But if you're hitting the gym and exercising and you're feeling good about yourself and your progress, because it's all about making progress, you're less likely to be around people like that. I can't stress that enough. Another thing, start hanging out with and taking advice from guys that actually know what the hell they're talking about and are successful with women. Don't take advice about women from other women. That's the worst thing you can do. Moms, sisters, girlfriends, all that. That's crazy. That's only going to make things worse for you. I used to do that crap, and it was a terrible idea, you know? And anyhow, I'm waving to my neighbor. My neighbor's walking by. She knows what I do for a living. Where was I? Hang out and take advice from guys that know what the hell they're talking about here and are successful with women. And that will really help you out. They may say things you don't want to hear, but it will help you out. Also, cut off the people that hold you down or hold you back. Okay? You're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. And if you are with a bunch of guys that don't have much going on in their lives, or a bunch of SIMPS and stuff like that, and are unwilling to change and holding you back, it's time to start to distance yourself from them. Now, when I say hang out with people that are successful and successful with women, you don't want to hang out with a bunch of douchebags. They want to be cool guys, but and you can weigh that out, you know. But the people that are holding you back, holding you down, aren't going anywhere in life, you know, you're now 23. Your life's ahead of you. You're starting your life really in your line of work. You're out of college. You got to be very careful about that. Because if you hang out with a bunch of people that are, you know, a bunch of nice guy SIMPSs, and I got to spell that out, it's going to affect you, man. Trust me. Another one. Focus on your career and purpose. I can't stress that enough. Again, you're 23. This is the time to focus on building what you want to build in your life. So if you're starting your job, becoming the best you can be at that job and moving up to get promoted, or maybe learning a skill or a trade, and maybe one day that job can be turned into your own business. Who knows? If you're an entrepreneur, Your purpose shouldn't be girls. Your purpose shouldn't be dating. Your purpose shouldn't be trying to find a wife or something like that. That's what nice guys do. That's what guys don't get it. Notice the women chase after the guys that are successful and put themselves first and their career first, not them. Okay? You start making something yourself on all fronts, they're going to notice you and come after you. But you got to be careful and be aware of that. You know? You got your whole life to meet women, to get married one day if you want to do that, which after watching my channel enough, you may not want to do that. You can have kids in your 40s, 50s, shit, even 60s. Hell, I've heard even later than that. So there's no rush. They got a rush, not you. Another one, start putting yourself first, not women first. This is the classic nice guy crap. And I'm sure if you're honest with yourself, you probably put your ex on a pedestal. You probably were a yes man. You know, whenever she probably was having a bad day or being bitchy, you probably just caved and cowered and all that. I'm sure it was her way or the highway in varying degrees. That turns women off. You put yourself first. You know, the two biggest differences between nice guys and bad boys are, ready for this? Bad boys always put themselves first, no matter what. And two, bad boys always check women. Nice guys are terrified to put themselves first because they're afraid they'll lose the girl. And they're also never check women when they're being bitchy or whatever, where that bitchiness is a genuine thing because she's had a bad day or she's doing on purpose to test you. Bad boys will always check them and put them in their place. Nice guys are terrified of that because, again, they're afraid they'll lose them. And why are they afraid they'll lose them? Because they have low self-esteem, low self-worth. You work on yourself, you make yourself the best you can be, that will minimize the low self-esteem and low worth, and you won't be a pushover. So put yourself first. Doesn't mean you got to be a jerk, but just you do what's best for you. And that's very hard when you've been programmed to do the opposite. Another one. Dig down deep and figure out why you've been such the nice guy type. You got to do some serious soul searching. Why is it I'm that way? Is it because, you know, that you never had any girls pay attention to you? Is it because, you know, you were raised to be that way? Did you spend too much time watching too many movies and TV shows and the music and the friends you hang out with? They all conditioned you to be that way? Really, do some soul searching and figure out why that is. It's hard to make a real permanent change if you don't know what was the cause of the problem. So dig deep, you know. Is, you know, the pleaser mentality. Was your dad like that with your mom? If he was, I'm sure I didn't help him any. I mean, really, do some serious soul searching there. Another one. When you are ready, it's time to start putting what you've learned into practice. It's one thing to have knowledge that you've gained through the videos you've listened to. You got to listen to 2,000 of my videos and 2,000 videos from other channels. I've read numerous books and articles, but it's one thing to learn it and gain the knowledge, another thing to put that knowledge into practice. And so eventually you're going to have to get on that horse, and because you're obviously a dating a relationship guy, and do that. And you're then going to have to see what you learn. And I guarantee you're going to make some mistakes, because it's easy to apply what you've learned here, and which I want you to do, with a gal that you just see is okay. But if you're doing well for yourself and you start attracting women, good-looking ones, trying to put this knowledge on a gal that you see as an 8, 9, or a 10, that's something else. And by the way, if you haven't heard me say it already, I would avoid relationships or even relationships with any gals that could be what you consider a 9 or a 10. Don't waste your time. That is just hookup material, friends with benefits. If you can handle it, nothing more. The 8s, I would take that by case basis, because the 9s and 10s, their egos are way to the stratosphere, and you'll learn. You put into practice, and you make mistakes, you learn from them and keep on going. And well, you know what number 10 was? I wrote this shit down for once. Learn from mistakes, keep going. So yes, so guys, and this goes for all you out there, okay? Look, there's a lot of bad programming out there. I was such a nice guy, and I don't mean that in a good way, when I was younger. And I had moments when I would be the a-hole, when I got frustrated at what I got from being the nice guy type. It wasn't until, honestly, I was out of college in my 20s that I started really connecting the dots on things. And it took me into my 30s, so I really did. And it really wasn't until my, honestly, late 30s that then it all made sense. You know, so it was a process. I didn't have this to listen to or anything like that. None of us had this shit in the 90s when I was a teenager, early 2000s. So for you young guys out there, you got a resource out there. So if you do all these things that I recommended, I think you're going to be very happy results. But do remember this, at number 11, guys, change and great success doesn't happen overnight. It's going to take time. Okay? You can't watch 100 of my videos and join the gym for 6 months and say, that's it, and you're good to go. It's going to take probably years. The longer you've been behaved in this manner, the longer it's going to take you to shrug off the bad programming. You've been hardwired since you were young. And the worse you are, the longer it will take. But certainly you can improve. And so it may be a 2-step forward, 1-step back process, but okay, at least you're moving in the right direction. Improvement is never a straight line up. It's like the stock market. You look at the S&P 500, the Dow Jones Industrial Average over the last 80 some years. It's not straight up. It's constant on the way up. Same thing with improvement, and there'll be setbacks, but don't give up. Don't quit. Just like the gym. You'll get strong for a while when you're starting out, but after a while you might plateau for a bit. So you got to change things up. Same thing, you're going to have setbacks and stuff like that. It's going to be frustrated. You can feel like you're doing good. You learned a lot and you're out on a date with some girl, and then boom, you're back to making the same mistakes and you're like, shit, I fucked it all up. Well, that's okay. Learn from it and continue on. And hopefully you'll be in a good place down the road when you are ready. But right now, your purpose is your top priority. And stop hanging out with people that behave like you used to do that. Learn from guys that know what they're talking about. Watch the videos. Join a gym. Put yourself first. All that. You'll be amazed in time. The improvement it helps you with. And believe me, they'll be after you. They'll notice you. Because most guys out there are like what you hear in the story. So if you do what I say and give it time, you'll be light years ahead. You'll be amazed at the results. And you'll have the choice. And that's key. So, bro, I appreciate you writing in. This is a good time of the year to have this kind of video. I'm glad you didn't waste my time with a lot of bullshit and details. And the fact is you're admitting you have a problem. That is a huge, huge deal. So, I wish you all the best, brother. Let me know down the road how you're doing. And if I never hear from you again, I'm going to assume that you're doing pretty good. All right, guys, that's it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. Be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. I'll catch you next time.